Tolga, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here, and I've learned that the Mina Seyahi is the area that I actually pretty much live in. I'm next door, so
Correct.
we're at the W Hotel Mina Seyahi right now. And Tolga, I'd love to dig into a little bit about yourself. You obviously had a pretty vibrant background in hospitality so far. You've worked for many big groups, many amazing countries, and I've always said that hospitality as a career is a passport to the world. So many opportunities. So I think people who are listening and watching might love to hear about the vibrancy of your last 30 years, I believe.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I've been around for a while. This is going to be 30th year in my career. And I started my journey in Istanbul as a steward 30 years ago, and it was total coincidence. Can I tell this story?
Please.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
Well, I was 17, 18 years old, trying to figure out what am I going to be and what I want to be doing. And coincidentally, our neighbor in our summer house place was a hotelier working in Hilton as director of finance. And one day we were talking, and he said, "Tolga, you should really consider tourism. I know it doesn't sound right now, but this is the future. Hospitality is the future." And it kind of, I was interested, and I went to visit him in his office. He took me around the hotel. I could see the energy and that dynamic feeling in hotel industry. Kitchens, back of house, in-room dining, housekeeping, hotel rooms, that elegance and luxury. So I started in Hilton Istanbul as a steward, and since then, I've been loving it. I love what I'm doing, and I've been living in 9 different countries, work with many different hotel groups in different positions. If you want me to name some of the cities I lived and I loved, I lived in Shanghai, in Hong Kong, Seoul, Doha, in Maldives, obviously my home city, Istanbul, and lately for the past 10 plus years, I've been living in Dubai and loving it.
Yeah, amazing. And that's what I mean. Look at those beautiful countries you've had the opportunity to live and work in.
Absolutely.
And I think Dubai right now is arguably the #1 city in the world. I think it'd be difficult to kind of come back against that.
Correct. Look, there is this a kind of a typical question I've been asked in the past 25, 30 years. Also, you lived in 9 different countries and cities, so which one was your favorite city? Obviously, all these places I lived, they have their own offerings, and I loved all of them. But if you exclude Istanbul, I would say Dubai is probably the best city by far that I lived in so far. Yeah. It's so dynamic, and I love the vision. And every day you wake up to a new day, and you do have some sort of an expectation what the day will bring, but you're always wrong. Yeah. There's always a new thing coming up.
And I think you're right there, the vision, what the government do here compared to every other government.
It's amazing. It's unseen.
It really is.
Yes.
And we're in a brand new hotel right now, pretty much.
Yes.
So listen, again, listeners and watchers would love to hear about the W Hotel, the second one in the city, if I'm correct.
It's the second one in the city, yeah. Look, our vision, I'll talk about the W a little bit first, and then I will move on to the Mina Seyahi part. W Dubai Mina Seyahi. Our vision for W is to break boundaries and bring many firsts to this market. Our restaurant offerings in this hotel, we already have Ginger Moon, which is...
I just had lunch there.
Yes. Ginger Moon is very special for me because it is somehow the mixture of my travel notes from different countries and different cities around the world, mostly in Asia. So we somehow put it together as an inspiration, and Ginger Moon came as the end product, including the name. and that's one of my favorite spots in this hotel. And then obviously our legendary whenever service philosophy. What we are trying to do in W is to provide a mixture of Middle Eastern yet modern and bold design elements. And I'm sure you've been walking around the hotel, the lobby where we call the welcome office, and W the store, and W lounge, Ginger Moon. So we wanted to do things a little bit differently. And if you notice, we have two W's in the city. W the Palm, which is a great product, great hotel, very successful hotel, and versus us is we are a little bit more different. So we didn't want to have two similar type of W's in the city which are competing with each other. So in terms of Mina Seyahi, in terms of our vision, what we've been doing with Mina Seyahi is we've been trying to create a destination, for everyone, for families, for singles, for couples, for every kind of age. For example, you can check in to one of our two hotels with your kids and your wife and then you can have some great experiences in our restaurants, at the beach, in our kids club, in our water park. You will have an amazing vacation. Yet one day, if you decide to leave the kids at home and have a weekend escape with your wife, you can still check into Westin or W, which, by the way, recently we have announced W as adults only hotel. What adults only means, just to avoid any confusion, we have a child policy. We only allow 16 years plus kids or teenagers in our hotel and adults. So you can check into W or Westin. Either you can enjoy W facilities, adults only, or you can also enjoy Bussola Mare, which is our adults only pool and beach club, right in front of Bussola restaurant. So
can you just explain the Mina Seyahi group here that we're in the W Hotel right now, and then next door we've got two properties, and that's
Correct.
Still part of the whole complex.
Correct. So let me explain that a little bit. We have three hotels in Mina Seyahi complex, from left to right. First one is the Westin Mina Seyahi, and it's a premium brand, upper upscale, and then we have Le Méridien Mina Seyahi, and then recently we opened W Dubai Mina Seyahi. Overall, altogether, we have 830 rooms. And as I mentioned earlier, we cater to a different clientele. For every economy, I would say Le Méridien Mina Seyahi being the entry-level room rates. And then Westin is obviously somewhere in between the W, and W is the luxury end. We have around 22 restaurants and bars in this complex. So you can come and experience anything and everything, pretty much all kind of cuisines. Very successful restaurants. Some of them are extremely busy every day. And we also have world-famous Barasti in our complex. And I'm sure everybody knows Barasti in Dubai or even outside of Dubai.
Yeah, maybe some memories of Barasti they might not want to talk about.
Yes.
But it's I just learned that recently, that with Heineken, it's the most sold beer in the world at Barasti.
Well, yeah, it can change depending on our sponsors. I mean, many years ago it was Heineken. Recently, it's been Corona, and this year is definitely Budweiser. Budweiser being the World Cup sponsor.
Yeah, exciting few months ahead. If we move back into the W right now, where we are, I speak to many hoteliers, and the environmental impact of the industry has become a pretty hot topic over the last few years.
Yeah.
Some people might do it for some brand recognition, some people do it for marketing, but where's the real impact that, when you were designing this property and building it, where did you focus on to make real impact when it came to reducing that environmental impact?
Well,
put out?
rather than doing the construction of the hotel, what we do, I mean, nowadays, sustainability is one of the hottest topic, and it's there, it's not going to go anywhere, and we all need to align ourselves with sustainability. I mean, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but recently we have announced that we're going to go single-use plastic free in this complex by hopefully 2023. So what we are doing is we partner with a water brand, Be Water from Switzerland. We are building a plant, water bottling plant in the Westin Hotel, and this plant can produce up to 5 million bottles of water in a year. Now, we are aiming two different things. First of all, in this complex alone, we use 1.5 million single-time use plastic bottles.
In the 3 properties?
In these three properties. All the water we put in the guest rooms, all the water we give in the meeting rooms, complimentary, our associates, our talent, they're consuming water. So what we will do, we will produce this water in the hotel. And our goal by 2023 to be plastic free. While doing this, obviously, we want to offer our guests premium quality water. It's filtered water in a multiple time use glass bottles, and they're beautiful bottles. So this is the first initiative that we started. We already started our trials. We've been doing lab reports. We've been in contact with local authorities, and so far it's going better than we expected. Since sustainability is out there for not only for us hoteliers, for everyone, we have seen an amazing support from our customers. I mean, they've been so supportive that I was, a little bit reluctant in the beginning. Well, our guests think that, well, you're serving me tap water, even though it's filtered. But it's not like that, I mean, people have been really appreciating what we've been doing, and they've been supporting this movement. Other than the water project, we also partner with a company called Fresh on Table. This is an agri-tech company. They are in agreement with 150 different suppliers, producers in the region in terms of organic vegetables and other ingredients. So wherever it's possible, our chefs, they are using these ingredients for more sustainable production in our hotels.
Amazing. And it's an interesting point. I have 2 questions on the water specifically. If my maths are correct, you'd have in excess of 3.5 million bottles spare compared to your current usage and what the production. Would you look to help other hotels that might not have that vision?
Yes. Yeah. We are already in talk with some other hotels within our group, Marriott, or outside of our group. It's all about sustainability. I mean, there are 2 things here. One is plastic bottles. We need to reduce plastic use as much as we can. This is given. The second one is the carbon footprint. By replacing some of the international transported branded water bottles, our calculation in this complex alone will reduce the carbon footprint by 1,000 tons. Now, this is very important. 1,000 tons is equivalent to 658 return flights between Dubai and Europe.
Wow.
That is a big stake.
658 return flights
between Dubai and Europe. Now, why I mentioned carbon footprint.
Is that per year based on your usage?
It's per year.
Wow.
Yeah. We will reduce it 1,011 ton or carbon footprint.
I think we need to clip this part because that's incredible.
It's very interesting. Actually, I wasn't very knowledgeable about all these things. And once we start getting into it, there are so many facts and figures, makes you really think, oh my God, why did we not do this before? Why I mentioned the carbon footprint, that excess amount of 3.5 million bottles, we have to be very careful because there's also the transportation of these bottles from this hotel to another hotel. So that's why we are trying to select some of the hotels nearby, not exceeding 3-5 kilometers max, because we also don't want to cut down the plastic usage while adding on the carbon footprint. But definitely, we will use that excess amount to reduce the plastic usage in some of our other hotels.
Because I just did a quick calculation of that amount of return flights by the number of, if there's 400 guests per plane.
Yeah.
260,000
Correct.
guests of their flights. And I don't know how many guest nights you do here, guests, but I would assume by just having guests drink water that you're filtering on site allows them to basically travel to your property with zero impact to the environment.
That's very true.
I think that's the branding that the industry needs to get out there, because when you put it into layman's terms with like easily understandable metrics, like a return flight from Europe, it really gets you to think, right?
Yeah.
And now you articulate that to your guests, they're maybe more open to drinking that water. Because like one of the things I think your type of property, being a 5-star luxury property, is if I'm a guest and I'm paying 3,000, 4,000 dirhams a night, do I feel like I'm not getting a premium product anymore? Because I assume you alluded to that a little bit earlier, but actually the guests are seeing that.
Yes, they do. Actually, I mean, if you look at the design of the bottle and the filtering process and the machinery and the cleaning process that we do, it is actually not different than any other premium water brand.
But if I walked into a room and I saw, by drinking this water, we've just reduced your carbon footprint from your flight from London.
Yeah. Would you not be happy?
I'd be like, wow.
Yeah. That's how we did it in our restaurants, actually. I mean, look, this all started with the Dubai Can initiative, which was launched by the Dubai government about a year and a half ago. And that kind of made us all think. And Dubai Can taking the lead and encouraging us to look into the environment part of our business. When we first did the trial in one of our restaurants, we installed one of the machine and we start our trials. We printed little cards, exactly what you just said, educating not only our associates but also our customers that by drinking this water, this is what you add on the environment, to the nature. We haven't received a single negative comment so far since July 15th.
It's also the social proofing. I don't know, when I was in university studying hospitality management, there's the kind of famous case study of when you put the note in the bathroom about reusing your towel. If it's dirty, put it in the in the bathtub. If it's not, keep it out. And I think 40% of guests then used it again, which has such a big reduction. So I think educating guests is such a good idea. From an industry perspective now, if you move of like what your group is doing, pushing this type of initiative forward, how do you think the industry will respond? Do you think we'll move more into this direction as we go forward? Or are you hoping to be a guiding light to many others?
Well, look, I know my colleagues within the company and outside of the company, we are hoteliers, we all know each other. Our world is very small, and some of us, although maybe we are working in different hotel brands and different hotels, at one stage we all work together, and that's the funny thing about hotel industry. And I know my colleagues and friends in almost every single hotel or restaurants or other hospitality industry facilities, they are all looking into this small or big projects related to environment.
Is there a bottom line impact? At the end of the day, I often find, I run a business myself, and you have the kind of environmental responsibility as a owner of a big physical asset or physical assets in your case. But from a P&L perspective, is it possible to be environmentally aware and also help the bottom line?
Very good question. Actually, yes and no. There are ways of reducing the impact, and there are also ways of a kind of spending a little bit more money on the locally produced water, because these things, technology cost a lot of money, filters and etc. And plastic bottles are inexpensive. You know, they don't cost a lot of money, but there are ways of offsetting that cost actually. So hence the reason why we charging planted bottled waters in the restaurants, which kind of offsets the cost of complimentary bottled water in the guest rooms. Our goal is not to make any profit out of this. Our goal is to come flat at the end of the year, 2023, with no additional cost, but plastic free.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And also from a Gen Z perspective, the younger generation really look at brands from an environmental perspective that, you know, I'm probably the last generation. I'm 30 now that maybe didn't grow up with that, but you're seeing like secondhand clothing absolutely booming in the younger generation.
Very true.
I think they're looking at it. So, you know, the W specifically, I think is one of those probably aspirational brands for a younger person who's doing well to come and stay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, amazing. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Great to see.
Thank you.
If we look at the future now, if we kind of look at the group, Mina Seyahi, this pocket of hotels here and restaurants, what is the future vision for the group and then also, you know, for yourself?
Well, for Mina Seyahi, I can talk about short-term and the long-term plans. Short-term plans, we have two new venues to be open in the coming month or two. First one is Farago, our eclectic arabesque kind of cuisine and drinks lounge, indoor and outdoor lounge, which will open in October. And we are also working on the opening of our high energy Japanese lounge, Atiko, which will be located at the rooftop of W Dubai Mina Seyahi. And that will be big. That will be very, very big.
Do I get an invite?
Of course, Mark, you will get an invite. So these are our two short-term plans. And next year, in W, recently we partnered with One Rebel. I don't know if you're familiar with brand.
I do. I've worked out in London with them many times. It's probably one of the best gyms in London.
Absolutely. It's also called Kings of Gyms.
It's unbelievable.
So hopefully by Q4 2023, we are opening One Rebel Gym, which will be 2,500 square meter, multi-story studios and gym and different facilities. And we are also working on our beach club, which will be located right in front of W Hotel. And that I don't want to give a date yet. It can be Q4 2023 or Q1 24. And that will be also very big. Yeah.
You know, exciting for the group, but isn't this such a perfect description of Dubai? Like every month, every year, every season, the city nearly changes because you've got so much new stuff coming.
I mean, there are so many other projects in the pipeline, either in the preparation stage or planning stage, confirm, unconfirm. Unfortunately, some of them I am not able to mention here because some of them are also confidential.
Keep it for round two. We'll do the second podcast.
Maybe we'll do that in the round two once they are announced. But one thing I can tell you, this city never sleeps, and we don't sleep too. So you always constantly need to come up with new ideas and be dynamic, be creative, be innovative. I mean, that's what we've been doing in the past. I've been in Dubai, I think 12 years. In the past 12 years, we always come up with new things, new innovations. You also need to change, it's very important.
And just to finish on yourself, are you in a role now where you're really, this is, maybe the most exciting? I don't want to speak on your behalf, but, is this what the next couple of years looks like for you? Are you excited about what you're doing?
Well, I'm very excited about what I'm doing, and I'm happy where I am right now. I'm in charge of 9 hotels in Dubai, Some of them are city hotels, some of them are beachfront hotels, some of them are luxury brands, and some of them are select service brands. We have many opportunities within these 9 hotels, so I will be focusing on those in the next couple of years, and then time will tell.
Amazing. Well, just a little bit of fun to end, because I think it's always nice when people come to the end to learn a little bit about you. So I'll just ask some quick fire questions, and hopefully you'll be able to answer them. Now, you can't be political, because I know this group is your favorite, and Marriott as a group is one of your favorites too. So firstly, if you're doing a holiday, are you going for sun or are you going for snow? If you had to pick.
Well, it depends, because me and my family, my wife and kids, we have 2 holidays. One, we go for sun, and one, we go for snow. So, I mean...
That's a political answer.
It is the truth. Actually, I'm from Turkey, and every summer we go to Turkey for sun. And my wife is from Denmark. So then every Christmas or March, April school holiday, we go for skiing for snow.
Amazing. Yeah, I love my skiing as well.
Yeah.
Even though I'm, Irish, we don't have too many mountains, but it's one of the best holidays, I feel. Are you a fan of long weekends or a full 2 weeks?
I'm a fan of full 2 weeks. I don't switch off in long weekends. Normally it takes me 3 to 4 days to switch off. And 3-4 days before the vacation ends, I turn on.
Okay.
So my real vacation is, out of 2 weeks, is probably 7 or 8 days.
Yeah, like I completely agree. I tried to take a 6-day break a few months ago, and you need 10 days.
Yeah,
is a minimum.
Minimum.
City or countryside/resort?
Okay, well, it's both, because I'm from Istanbul, and when we go to Turkey during summer for vacation, we have a house in the city. But out of 3 weeks, we always take 10 days. We drive to South, which is the countryside of Turkey. So we kind of mix both.
Very great answers. You should have been a politician. Yeah. Last question, and this one you cannot answer. Your group, it can be a similar brand, but I'm always fascinated by what's someone's favorite hotel. Now, it can be because of the design, it can be because of the service, it can be because it's run by a married couple who have 5 rooms and they just look after everything. Like, what has been your favorite hotel experience over the last 30 years that you've gone and stayed in and experienced?
Okay, well, maybe you will call it a political answer again, but I been staying in a hotel in southern Turkey, in a little village called Alaçatı. It has 5 rooms. It's called Aliko Motel, 1 star. And we've been staying there for the past 7 years. When I go on vacation, I don't stay in hotels. Well, that is the thing. There are a couple of reasons to that. A, I don't want to see a hotel. B, my wife cannot stand me being in a hotel during vacation. And C, me and my family, we've been living in Westin for the past 6 years. We moved out recently. So 5-star, 4-star hotels are no for our vacation.
Brilliant. I love it.
We stay in this motel in Turkey, or if we go to a different city or a different country, we try to rent an Airbnb. Yeah. That's, for us, it is more homely and a real vacation, rather than staying in a hotel or one of our Marriott hotel where they will know who I am. It will not be like a vacation.
I completely agree, and I don't know if you found this, but in university when I was studying, then I worked in many properties. We were trained on silver service and 5-star service. Every time I go to a restaurant or a hotel, I'm looking at the cutlery, or is the glass clean, or are the staff talking in front of guests, or are they being professional? And I'm always judging every
and you get
interaction.
nervous, right? I mean, it's that young age, You go to university and learn all these things up to 22 years old. And when you're 26, you go to a restaurant and a waiter comes to your table for a Gerodon service. You get nervous. You know, I know that feeling. And us hoteliers on vacation, I can't help myself but to see, you know, problems in the hotel that I'm staying in. And sometimes I talk to people. Or I pick garbage on the carpet, you know, and my wife says, you're on vacation and this is not your hotel. Why are you collecting a piece of paper on the floor? You know, I mean, but we are hoteliers.
I think it's the curse of being a hotelier when you go away. You know, I think everyone says, and my pet hate is when you are walking as a staff member from A to B and you don't scan. So you're walking through a restaurant and you don't scan, and you should always scan when you walk. But anyway, Tolga, listen, this has been so enjoyable. Thank you so much. Congratulations on everything you've done, and hope we can stay in touch.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Likewise.
Pleasure.
Thank you.